Hello everyone, welcome. So till now we had discussed about the the steps that is involved in scientific research and how should the scientific research be conducted? What are the steps involved in that? Second, we are coming to interpretive paradigm of research. So when I say interpretive paradigm, it is what we understand by understanding, over explanation, and prediction. So, it is how well do we understand the research. Okay, so there is something your side, there is something in their side, and something is truth. So, understanding happens in between them. Okay, right. So might be there had been a quarrel that had happened in your classroom, or you got hit somewhere. So your friend stated that you were the person who first took away the pen. You ended up stating no, maybe a few days back she took away your pencil, and the whole lot there is a truth. So what is in between a union of all these three is understanding. What forms the understanding that is there? It suggests that human behavior and experiences are complex and variable. Hence, the methods of investigation should be different from the methods of investigation of the physical world. So, it is not the same that you would have. So, this viewpoint, if I say, this viewpoint attaches importance to how human beings gives meaning to the events and actions and interprets them as they occur in a particular context. Everyone interprets reality in his or her own way. So they have their own interpretation. So we call these interpretations as subjective interpretation of reality. So the goal here is to explore the different aspects of human experiences and behavior without attempting to disturb its natural flow. So the person I've seen, this is an elephant. So there are, blind. There are these blind people. They are supposed to be touching the elephant at different uh, places, and they are having an interpretation. So the trunk of the elephant, a person touches and says it's a spear. The tusk to be spear, the trunk to be a snake. Ears maybe a fan. A person is touching the body and say it's big wall, or maybe the tail. They're saying it's a rope. So they have their own ways of understanding. So none of them are wrong. The goals here is to explore the different aspects of human experiences, as in they have experience and behavior, without attempting to disturb its natural flow. Now, examples of research in interpretive paradigm: meaning of getting separated from a loved ones. So how would it be? So that is interpretive paradigm. Experiences of physical illness, experience of parent raising a child with special needs. So all these things are interpretive paradigm that we have. Now, what do we collect as data in psychological research? So, what are the different kinds of data we have? The nature of psychology data we have: demographic data, physical information can be one of the data, psychological data is also there. Okay, so these are the three forms of data we have. So first is demographic data. Demographic data is the place that you're coming from. Your name, age, gender, birth order, number of siblings, what was your education, where are you working, what is your marital status, what is your caste, what is the family income. So we are talking about all the physical aspects that had been there with you, with in relevant to you. So these are things that you really need not think. If I ask you what's your age, you know what's your age. I ask you what's the gender, you will easily say what is a gender. If I ask you, okay, are you the youngest, or how many sisters and brothers you have, what is your birth order, so you can easily say that. What is your occupation? So you can say these are basically the demographic data that we have. Once I get the demographic data about your things, then I go for the physical information. Physical information would mean the ecological conditions. Where are you staying? How is your surrounding? Okay, what is the level, mode of economy, housing conditions? What may be the size of your rooms? What is the mode of transportation that you have? Okay, what is the color of your wall? So all these kinds of what is the surrounding that you are staying, that is the physical. So demographical is the features, and then physical information is where you're staying. And then physiological data is there. Physiological data, your height, weight, heart rate, fatigue, blood pressure, blood sugar, pulse rate, all these things is your physiological data. The data which is relevant to you, your physical features that we have. And next we have psychological data. Psychological data, I'm talking about your mind. I'm talking about your behavior, your intelligence, your personality, the values that you carry, or what kind of delusions that you have, what kind of hallucinations, what kind of dreams that you see. Okay, all this, how do you behave to a particular matter? So all these things are the psychological data. So data collection, we talked about four forms of data collection. One is demographic data. Second is what we talked about, the physical that we have. Okay, so the data which is there with the surrounding physical information. Then we talked about the physiological data which is relevant to your body, and the psychological data, how you are behaving and how your mind is working. Okay, some important methods of inquiry that we have. Different methods appropriate for different research purpose is there. Each method comes with a suitability to a particular purpose, and each method has its own advantages and disadvantages. So now, next we are coming to the different methods of inquiry. So now we have observational method, that we observe, we see, and then we predict something. Survey, where I collect some form of data, there is a survey. Correlational, experimental, psychological testings, and case study. So these are the 6 methods of inquiry we have. So we'll go into the 6 methods of inquiry one by one in the next videos. Thank you.